to be deworming our myotonic fainting goats with Cydectin, which is an anti-parasitic oral drench for sheep or goats. It can be used for either. So we give this to the goats so that the parasitic worms don't feed off of their blood and end up killing the goats. Let's get started. Alright, so the first step to do this is to put on gloves because the dewormer has some toxins in it that we don't want to get on our hands. So we're going to put gloves on. We cleaned the syringe, which is used for administering the dewormer. That's just a good way of providing biosecurity. We're trying to prevent worms with this. We don't want any other mean bacteria in this. So the next step is on the back of this bottle, there is body weights and dosages for sheep and goats. We're going to go for the goats, obviously. The oral dosage is 1 ml per 11 pounds, and for goats that's going to be doubled. So we're estimating that this goat is about 88 pounds. So a sheep would get 8 mils and a goat will get 16 mils. So we're going to go ahead and draw that up. Cydectin is drawn up. You're going to pinch both sides of the goat's mouth, insert this in, just push it a little bit to the back of the throat because they like to spit it up. It doesn't taste very good. And you're slowly gonna squirt it in, making sure that they actually swallow it and it doesn't just run out the side of their mouth. So she's almost done here. Perfect. And I'm just gonna hold her head up a little bit to make sure that she swallows it out and again doesn't spit it out. Once we're done with that, I'm going to enter it into our record book. For our record keeping, what we do is we put the date, which is 8/11/26, and then we write the name of the goat and what product was administered. So in this case, Cydectin dewormer. So that's what Karis is doing right now. She's going to write Nora dewormer. Okay, we're giving them a dewormer, but how do you tell if your goat needs dewormer? So if you come a little closer, I'm going to show you a trick. This is called the FAMACHA score testing, and what you do is you pull down the goat's eyelid, just like this, and you're going to see what color the eyelid is. So if you can see, she's got a pretty light eyelid right there underneath, and that shows us that she needs dewormer because the parasites are sucking and eating a lot of her blood. So now we're going to go and catch another goat and do it again. We got 2 more. The reason worms are so harmful to cows, sheep, goats, any animal really, is because the worms attach themselves to the inside of the goat's digestive tract and end up stealing vital nutrients and blood, causing the animal to become anemic. Anemia is an extremely serious condition. When the animal has lots of worms, red blood cell counts and hemoglobin counts will become lower and the body will be starved of oxygen. This will lead to your goat being sick. It may have a scraggly coat, it may lose weight, and it may even have swelling under the jaw. A way to check this is again the FAMACHA score. Right here in this goat you can tell, if you look at her color, it's about severely anemic or anemic, and that means that she has a lot of worms, so it's a good thing we're treating her. It's extremely important to make sure your goats don't have worms. To do this, use the FAMACHA score to test it by peeling down the eyelid, or even check their manure to see if worms are visible to the eye. This is a relatively easy way to make sure that your goats are happy and healthy in the long run. So this goat has a really good view on her FAMACHA score. Just try to spit that out. If you come right up here, you can see how light that eyelid is. And that's not what we want at all. We want that to be dark red. That's the blood. To wrap this up, we are going to wash off our syringe, make sure that all of the Cydectin is off of it, and just clean it out before our next use. This is a super important biosecurity practice because it ensures that we're not letting bacteria grow that can later hurt the goats. So we're going to clean this off. We're going to make sure to wash our hands really good. And this will conclude our deworming session. We typically deworm about twice a year, or just depending on how bad their worms are. So, yeah. One of the best ways to make sure your goats don't get worms is through using rotational grazing. As you can see, this pen of goats is in a pasture where they will eat it down before we move them to the next pasture. After they have eaten both of these pastures down, this field will have a 30-day rest period where we won't put any goats on it so that the worms will die off before the grass grows up and the goats eat from it once again.